Hi, this is Leah, the AI assistant for Big City Law. How may I help you?
Hey, Leah, I just got in a car accident and my back is in serious pain.
I'm so sorry to hear about your accident and the pain you're in. Let me help you. Can you tell me a little more about the accident? For example, when and where it happened?
Yeah, I was just coming down 1600 North in Orem, and some guy ran a red light. He hit the tail of my car, and I kind of spun out.
That sounds really scary. I'm glad you're okay enough to call us. Were there any other injuries or damages besides your back pain and the damage to your car?
Yeah, I got the back pain, and then my wrist kind of hurts. I think it was probably still on the steering wheel when I got hit, and it kind of got jammed up.
Thank you for sharing that. It sounds like you're dealing with a lot right now. May I have your full name so I can assist you further?
That's crazy.
It's getting better. It's crazy. And I can't imagine what it's going to be like in a couple months, but it's pretty cool.
I hate to say this, but that lady's personality is better than over half of the people. But have you ever called anywhere and she was nice. She's like, I'm sorry, it sounds like you're going through a lot. Hey there, everyone. I'm Tom Bosworth, and this is the City of Brotherly Law. Welcome to Philly's Legal Pulse, where we chat with some of the city's and the country's best attorneys about what's really going on in our courts and our communities. Let's dive in and see what's brewing in the City of Brotherly Law. Manny.
What's up, Tom?
How are you?
I'm great. It's good to be here.
Good to meet you. We just met about 48 seconds ago, and I've learned the most I've learned is that you have awesome glasses. You run a tech company, and you're in Salt Lake City.
That's right. That's pretty much all there is.
That's all you need.
That's all you need.
And Hona, is it Hona?
Yep, Hona.
What does Hona do?
Hona is a legal communication platform. We liken it to the Domino's pizza tracker, but for legal cases. So kind of an interesting spin on communication.
Okay. Tell me more about that. Because now I want Domino's, but yeah.
Papa John's has a tracker too. So you've got those options. So I was out of college. I was going to go to law school. I was studying to take the LSAT. I had studied 100 hours. And my buddy was like, hey, if you're going into law, you should come learn the legal industry and work for this case management software company for a little bit. And I was like, sure. So I started working there, and I was doing sales. I was selling to personal injury law firms.
Right.
And a bunch of my potential clients asked me if we had a tool like this. And I was like, you want a pizza tracker for your case? Tell me why. And they were like, we just get bombarded with client calls asking for status updates on our case. And I was like, oh, that's so interesting. And then my wife got in a car accident, and we went through the whole thing. And within a few weeks, I was the guy calling, asking,
what's going on with this? Yeah. What's going on? What are you doing? Yeah,
exactly. And I just it was a new, I had worked at this case management company, so I kind of knew generally, but I didn't know the specifics, who I was working with, what the next steps were.
Right.
And so that's kind of how this company was born. And yeah, now we work with 700 firms across the country. And
700?
Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy.
It's fast, and we're having fun helping lawyers.
So the tracker, is this something that's for the firm or the client, or both? Is it something where the client can check in without having to bug the firm, or to where the firm can look at the tracker?
Good question. It's mostly for the client, right? So they would have an app on their phone. Well, it goes two ways. They get text message updates where it's like, hey, your law firm has updated your case. They just click that link and it goes into a browser, or they can download our app. So either way, they can kind of go in and just see oh, I'm in stage 2 of 5. And here's what, typically the law firm can customize what it looks like. So for personal injury, maybe you have a treatment stage, and then you've got, attorney Tom that is teaching them what happens with a video, and they'll go and watch that video a few times so that they learn about kind of what's happening in that stage.
About their, a video about their particular case, or about the stage generally?
About the stage generally. It's right. Kind of more generalized, and then the firm can do more specific contact as well.
That is so cool. Literally, I'm not even that's so cool. Also probably a huge benefit for the firm, who then can free up a ton of resources, not having to respond necessarily to all these phone calls when there's the app in the hands of the client.
Right. Yeah. Like the firm, it benefits them because it's like, it's less of the unnecessary contact. Like firms, like every attorney, not every attorney, but most attorneys I talk to, like they love talking to their clients. And like it allows them to talk about like the fun stuff about them and their lives and golf and football and the Phillies and the Eagles. Right. And they don't have to talk about like, oh, this is what a demand letter is and an insurance adjuster. Like,
right.
It allows for like more personal communication rather than the redundant stuff that they're always talking about.
That's really cool. So 700 firms you work with, and how long have you been around?
We're like 4 years. Yeah.
That's insane. So when you started out, was it, by the way, if you have some like NDA, you can't talk about this, you'll tell me.
Oh, yeah, I'll tell you.
But that's really impressive. Did you start it like you, or was it a group of people that you got together? Because obviously you have a full blown operation at this point.
Yeah. So it was interesting for tech companies. They say you need 3 people to start it out. And it's probably similar with a lot of businesses, but like they say for tech companies, it's a hacker, a hipster, and a hustler. The hacker is like your CTO, like he's building the software.
He's like making the product.
Yeah, he's doing the ones and zeros. He's in the basement and he's like getting it done, right?
Have you ever seen Office Space? Or
yes.
It's like the Melvin in the office in the basement, like with the stapler. Sorry.
Oh yes.
He's like, somebody took my stapler, and he's literally been working in the basement for like 15 years. Like
yeah.
Sorry. Anyways.
Wait, that's not the guy they fire, is it?
That's the guy they fire. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
And he's like still there after months.
Literally. Yeah. So anyway, hacker, hustler.
Hacker, hustler, and hipster. Hipster's like your marketer and like sales guy, and then hustler, someone that's operating the business. And so I started it with 2 other guys. One of them's a CTO, and he's, and then the other guy's like the operations guy, and he's like a hustler here, there, and everywhere running the operations. And so kind of us 3, we started it. It's kind of fun. We started it literally in my basement.
Wow. That's
we
cool.
put our jobs. I have pictures of us in this, like there was 3 or 4 desks in this room, and we were there for like 7 or 8 months. And then
how old were you when you started this?
I was like 28.
That's cool, man. Yeah, that's great.
It was fun. We just had our first kid, and so it was kind of a scary time, but like, exciting at the same time.
I started my firm at 33 with a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old.
Oh, that's awesome.
Like, but I don't know. Like, I feel like the fear and the uncertainty of that, like, I will take that 10 out of 10 days as opposed to the fear and the burden of like literally working like a job where you're just not like, you're just a cog in the wheel.
100%.
Like I'll take like I can deal with that stress. The other one I can't deal with. Like it's too much. It's like
yeah, having someone just boss you around. Like and for you, I'm sure you felt this way when you started your firm. Did you work at a firm before?
For 5 years. I started it for 1 year. I worked for a federal judge, which was an awesome experience where I helped the judge make decisions, like literal big decisions, which is really insane. I mean, I was literally graduated law school, and then I'm like working for a federal judge who's appointed for life by the president of the United States. And he's like, what should I do? And I'm like, come again? Like, no, it's, obviously it's the judge's decision, but that was a very, very competitive job and a cool experience. But yeah, then 5 years at a firm doing the same type of cases I do now. But yeah, it was a 50 lawyers or something. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, federal clerkship that's big time. That's really cool.
It was, yeah, it was crazy. Yeah. I was so lucky because I connected with a professor at my law school who had been he had clerked, I think, for the U.S. Supreme Court or something. He was some brilliant guy. He's like the type of guy you'd go to his office. He's got the big headphones on. He's like totally cerebral. Like you can barely talk to him, but he's like literally so smart. But he somehow like liked me for some reason, some small town kid from Massachusetts, and he helped me and he put a word in for me with the judge, and the rest was history. But yeah, it was a cool job.
Super. Well, I mean, you have to be. I mean, that's the crazy thing about law school. It's all based on your rank, and you got to be highly ranked and do really well to get that. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say, like, the nice thing about you is like you were proven. You worked for this firm for 5 years. You're always like, I can always go back. And I felt the same way starting this. I was like, I know, like, because I was doing sales. I was like, I know I can go back and get a job.
Right.
So it almost felt riskless.
Right. Because like, what's the worst scenario? You go back and get a job making a lot of money, being good at it.
Yeah.
It's not really a loss. Like
exactly. I'm curious about your because you had a jury verdict, it sounds like it was right when you started your firm.
It was right before, actually. It was 2 months before. It was September 2022. I started my firm in November 2022, but it was the biggest med mal verdict that year in Pennsylvania. And I was 33, and yeah, that was pretty cool. But
super cool.
Yeah, it was interesting, but
it's a good way to go out. Okay, I'm ready to do my own thing.
It's a good way to set the tone, but how I always wonder, like, because being an East Coaster, the tech is so interesting to me because, like, you guys, like 3 guys in a basement start this thing, and then it's like boom, like you're like, it's so cool to me how that can happen. I just think it's like literally like it's like the modern day version of the gold rush, which is probably a terrible analogy, but it is sort of like the American dream, right? To be able to do that. And I just feel like there's like a different mentality out West. I find with friends of mine in Utah or California, it's just like, yeah, like, not that you can't do it on the East Coast, but you know what I'm talking about? It's
sure. It's interesting. Like, I mean, the nature of our business makes it really scalable. So like being able to like deploy software, and I could literally sell something and have it running in their firm that day.
Right.
So it makes it so easy to just grow fast. It's just a different kind of business. The other thing that's crazy that like I envy with your business is it's like, it is very fast paced, and like someone could come into our industry and with way more money and talent and like try to gobble us up. So you kind of have to move incredibly fast. So like it's stressful, but the other thing too is like you get these investment rounds. Like you hear about venture capital and you'll see like, oh, this company raised $10 million.
Right.
As soon as you raise money, those investors are like, okay, you got a 3X this year, 3X. And
pressure.
And it's like, pressure. It's crazy. So like, it's cool. And like, I love what I do. And like, this business is so fun, but it's also like, I envy being able to grow and like, cause there's a lot of problems when you scale as fast as we've scaled. Like sometimes we don't build the product as much as we need to, or like you can't train your hires, but like if you run a law firm and you have this really cool, sustainable growth, like it's just a different, you can build it better. I don't know.
Yeah, that's interesting. And it's, I'm just thinking like about how I literally didn't know how to run a firm when I started. It's like, and I think in many ways, no one knows what, like when you start a business, like it doesn't matter if you like, even if you went to business school, I don't think you just have to do it. Like, I feel like so much, one of the biggest adjustments I had when I went from working as just an employee to be a law firm owner is like, once I became the owner and once I became the employer, it's like I had like 100 times less amount of time to spend on making decisions that I would previously I could pontificate for 2 hours. But the amount of decisions I have to make in one single day, I know you know what I'm talking about. It's like boom, 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 boom. And it's not that you don't think hard about it, but you don't have the luxury anymore of you really have to just rip through stuff, and sometimes you screw up, and then sometimes you make the right decision. But you know what I mean? It's
100%. It's like there's so many things like business metrics that like you didn't know that you need to know, and you just learn them by doing it. And I don't know like what those are. Like, I'm sure, personal injury law, you're looking at your average settlement, your days to close, like there's all these things, and what's good. Like you're just starting a firm, and like, how do you optimize? Like, you don't know.
right.
So we've done a lot of that. It's kind of cool the day and age we live in though. Like we literally, there's this podcast called How to Start a Startup. It's meant for tech startups, but like that's how we like learned how to like the general basics of starting a company like this. It's awesome the resources that we have. To be able to do like that. I'm sure you do mastermind groups and stuff like that too.
Well, how many like people work at your company now?
We are at 65, 66, something like that.
Wow. That's cool. That's really cool.
Good size.
I have like 7 lawyers now.
Oh, that's awesome.
10 staff, but I'm like grateful that we're growing and growing and growing. Cause like we have like a ton of cases, and I'm like blessed that people want to hire me and hire us. But then there's also that tension of like, like scaling, like we talk about, it's hard. I don't know if you maybe you get it better than me, but it's like, it's not. Before I started having to do it, I'm like, oh, like how hard is it? You just like hire more people, and then like it's like really not that simple. You have to be constantly reevaluating your processes and your policies and what you're doing and how you're doing it and who's doing what. It's really not easy. So
it's not. So one of the things that I found interesting as of late, it's like, is they say that the first employees that you hire end up leaving later. And this might not be the case for you, but it is for us, because you start out and you're kind of casual and you don't have to have processes. You can be pretty loose. And then when you scale, like you mentioned, you have to put all these things into place to make sure there's order.
Right.
And the employees are like, I like how it was before. Like, I don't want to have to enter this data and, be here on time. Like it's just different. And so like, I was texting one of my old employees yesterday, who I'm like buddies with. And I was like, we have one of the people from your class that's still here, one person of like 7 or 8. And I know this was my case at a company too. Like the company I worked for before, it's not as fun when it's bigger, or it's not that it's not as fun, but you have this expectation of what it used to be. And so the people that carry over, and you have to kind of be okay with some turnover, and it might be a good thing for employees, but that's been so top of mind for me lately.
It's funny you said that. That's literally where I'm at today. I was literally like today, like in my firm, talking to people that work here, like literally talking about this, like basically being like, I get it. It's weird. And like, because we're doing the same thing. We're growing. And when that happens, you have to put more structures in place just to keep the firm safe. And it's not even necessarily about, me, but in the clients too. But yeah, you're right. Like people are like, yeah, but remember when we were like the small pizza shop and we made 2 pizzas a day? I'm like, yeah, but now we make 50 pizzas a day. So it's like, it's like, so there's just, but
I just love that we're on this pizza theme today, you and I, Tom.
You started it, but I love pizza, so I'm gonna keep talking about it. No, that's so cool. Yeah, how do you, and without getting into the weeds too much, but how did you create such a wide reach of getting in contact with so many law firms? I mean, you're working with hundreds, but that's obviously just a fraction of like the people you've talked to, right? So that's impressive. How did you do that?
Yeah, it was fun. It was like a fun problem to figure out, is like, how do I get in front of a ton of attorneys and hang out?
By the way, not a natural thing that anyone should really feel. Like, how do I get in front of all these lawyers?
More scary than fun. Yeah. No. So I think one of the things we did early on, and one of the things that's so fun about this space is, every attorney needs their continuing education credits. And so there's all these conferences to go get those credits. So like the first thing we did was just go to as many conferences as we can.
Yeah.
And I think last year we went to like 65 of these things.
Wow.
And so we're like on the road all the time.
Nice.
We have this, our first booth, it was so funny. We wanted to like stand out at a conference. We were like, maybe we can make it out of pallets, like a wood booth no one's ever seen before. We ended up making this booth out of fence wood. And we went to Home Depot. We tied the wood together with like wires, and then we packed all that wood into a golf bag and shipped it out to Miami, Florida. No, we took it on the plane with us, and we built this booth and like just started talking to attorneys. And that's how we got in front of people initially. And we would just go to every conference we could. And that's been huge for scale.
By the way, I've been in those rooms, those expo rooms.
Yeah.
If I saw one frickin' booth that looked like that, I would absolutely be going to that booth.
Yes.
I'd be like, what the heck? I would be like, what is this like wooden house? Like,
yeah, it was pretty unique. It was funny.
Awesome.
Yeah. But anyway.
Was that the Miami one? Was that the like national trial lawyers thing?
It was. Yeah. That was our
been
first
to that one.
Have you? It's a good one.
It's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Miami, fun. I love Miami, and I also feel too old for Miami at 36. Because like you go out to dinner in Miami, and it's like, and you're like, I just want to eat. Like, especially as a parent, I'm like,
yes,
it's too late, And I used to be up like till 3 a.m. in college and stuff. But
yeah, with young kids, 9 p.m. rolls around, and you're just like, no, I'm not here. The Cuban food is awesome. But
it is. I saw a TikTok the other day. Sorry, I don't even know why we're talking about it. I saw a TikTok of like someone was like, when you're in your 30s, and it was like them like impersonating a conversation with a friend, and the friend was like, yeah, dude, like we'll meet you there like at 9. And then the like person was like, PM? and then the other person's like, yeah, dude, just like meet us there. He's like, you want to meet at 9 p.m. Like it was like, no.
Yeah. I saw a similar one. We're gonna digress a little bit here, but it was like in your 20s, your buddy calls you and he's like, hey, we're going to do this thing. You're like, I'm in, no questions asked. In your 30s, you're like, where is it? How long is it? Do I have to drive? What time we're going to be home? In your 40s, it's just no. Like you don't even answer the phone.
I saw that literal exact one. That's so good.
So true.
So do you, without revealing the future, but do you feel like you guys are going to stick with, I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's a pretty good philosophy. But like, do you see yourself moving into different technologies potentially, or do you just kind of want to maximize what you're doing now?
Yeah, it's a little bit of both. We're going to keep making our current product better, but we kind of see ourselves as becoming like this technology platform, like with multiple communication tools. The way we kind of look at it, and may or may not be relevant, but like your case management software is what you do internally, all your notes, your documents for the case, your tasking, your collaboration. We want to be this communication layer that has all your texting, your phone calls, your portal, your call center is like all on this platform, and it's really tight.
That's smart.
So we just released, I'll just tease you on this. We released a tool that answers the phone for lawyers after hours. It's like a voice AI receptionist. And it is scary good.
Wait, dude, you got to show me. Does it sound like a real person?
It does.
That's like terrifying, but also like actually pretty cool.
Okay. Should we do it really quick?
Yes.
I hope I have. The only problem is I use so many different dummy things. Let me see if this is the right account.
Hi, this is Leah, the AI assistant for Big City Law. How may I help you?
Hey, Leah, I just got in a car accident and my back is in serious pain.
I'm so sorry to hear about your accident and the pain you're in. Let me help you. Can you tell me a little more about the accident? For example, when and where it happened.
Yeah, I was just coming down 1600 North in Orem, and some guy ran a red light. He hit the tail of my car, and I kind of spun out.
That sounds really scary. I'm glad you're okay enough to call us. Were there any other injuries or damages besides your back pain and the damage to your car?
Yeah, I got the back pain, and then my wrist kind of hurts. I think it was probably still on the steering wheel when I got hit, and it kind of got jammed up.
Thank you for sharing that. It sounds like you're dealing with a lot right now. May I have your full name so I can assist you further?
Yeah, my name's Manny. Can I talk to an attorney right now?
I understand you'd like to speak with an attorney. Let me first gather your full name and phone number so I can assist you in scheduling a consultation. Could you please provide your last name?
Yeah. Anyway,
that's crazy.
It's pretty
that's
cool.
Yeah.
It's getting better. It's crazy. And I can't imagine what's going to be like in a couple months, but it's pretty cool.
Dude, that's I hate to say this, but that lady's personality is better than over half of the people. Not at my firm. Not at my firm, but have you ever called anywhere and she was nice. She's like, I'm sorry, it sounds like you're going through a lot. She's got more empathy than humans.
Yeah, pretty empathetic. Better than most call centers, I'd say. So
that's sweet, dude. Wow. I was gonna ask you where do you think we're gonna be with AI in the legal field in 10 years, but maybe that's even too far to say, or 5.
It's interesting. Even 5, the way I see it is that all the functions around a lawyer will likely be replaced. The lawyer is still so important, but the document creation, they're just going to be approving and, maybe adding a little bit of context, but I just see it the lawyers just making decisions here, there, and everywhere, and so many of the functions are gone. That's what I see.
Yeah, that is fascinating. Well, congratulations on your immense growth and success at such a young age. And we're you're younger than me, but not by a lot. And that's so cool. And we got to wrap up, but I just so appreciate you coming on. And why don't you just tell our listeners, some of our listeners are lawyers, and I'm grateful that many are not. Sorry, lawyers, but I don't want. And so, but for those that may want to use you or talk to you, where can they find you?
Yeah, best ways are on our website, hona.com. Tom, loved being on this. Fun get to know you, and hope to be in touch soon.
Thanks, Manny. Have a good one, man.
Okay, see you, brother.
And that's a wrap for this episode of City of Brotherly Law. I'm Tom Bosworth, reminding you that in Philly, we don't just practice law, we live it, we breathe it, we fight for it every day. This city was built on grit and determination. That's exactly how we approach justice. That's how we approach cases. Join us next time for more straight talk and legal insights from the heart of Philadelphia. Until then, stay tough and keep it real, Philly.